He says, I want to use the 2135s like I had when I was in high school. Yeah, I want to use the same headers. You ass. They suck. Like, to get the plug wires up without hitting anything, I had to go between the motor mount and the block with 2 wires there. Do you know how hard it is to do that? Yeah, you loosen the motor mount bolts up, pry the motor up, squeeze it through. Yeah. Well, today on this episode of Sunbird Garage, the plan is to get this sucker finished and running. What do I got to do? Well, I got a pile of parts. First thing I got to do is swap out to the shorty plugs, because these heads put the spark plug closer to the exhaust port and they hit the header. So shorter plugs, I'm going to see if that helps. It should. I don't have much other choice other than, if that don't work, get out the knock-ometer, I guess, and give them a good tap, because that's just going to burn those plug wires up pretty quick. Got that to do. So I figured while I got this out and a comparison available, show you the difference of what the shorty plug is versus the standard plug. So obviously that is almost an inch shorter, and that gives you a lot more room. You could see the difference from the header there to there, that it gives you a lot more room for the header to breathe, the plug wire to breathe. That might still be a little close, but we're going to go with it for now. I'm not going to start dinging up headers. It's not mine to do so with. But I want to also thank Kevin, because he's unaware, but he just donated the spark plugs from this for this. They're going to work perfect. So thank you, Kevin. I guess that's my Christmas present. But no, it just makes sense. I don't know. I know that Kevin doesn't have anything else these plugs are going to work in. So he might as well just let me put them in the Trans Am and get it running. So, okay. Hope that explains what shorty plugs do for you. Gives you a lot more room. That's got to go back on my truck, the air filter, which I'm going to take that off of here now. Leave that over here on the Trans Am. But I've got to put the bracket on for the throttle valve cable and the throttle itself and the transmission kick down, basically, or throttle valve TV cable. So that bracket is made for Quadjet for what a 200R4. So that should work out pretty good. I just don't know what I'm going to have to do with these the linkage where it connects to the carburetor, but one thing at a time. It'll run without that. And what else do I have to do? I'll clean up some some wiring looms. I've got to pull the wires up on this side, and of course that's a change of plugs and put the wires on, and that's all from underneath. I also have to do the speedometer cable and the shifter cable underneath there. So when I get under there, I'm going to try to get all that wrapped up. But I think we're in pretty good shape here. Oh, the other thing I got to do is add coolant and fun stuff like that. Power steering fluid, which we forgot to pick up, Kevin, but I did buy some. And that's that. And now also, another project for today is the reason why. By the way, the reason I haven't worked on this is because I've been doing a major construction project on my house. I knocked down a wall, opened it up, and new flooring, new wainscoting. The whole two rooms became one, and decorating for Christmas and getting all that project done had to be done. But of course, I made a mess in here again. So part of the other part of the project today is to actually clean this stuff up. You know, I'm using the chop saw all the time, all the table saw, all this. That's all got to get put away. All these rest of I got one box of Halloween to put away, and then just a few boxes of Christmas stuff. So that's got to get back up on the shelves. I got one open there, one open there. Of course, the stuff that's up there still got to go in, and this stuff can get put away. But, and, you know, I've got a freaking mess. I've got a freaking mess. You know, this is what I'll be doing today. Cleaning up my disaster. But you got to make a disaster, make a mess to make progress, I guess. So there's been a lot going on. This car was a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago. It was on a TV set for a new TV show coming out. So I don't know if we'll see it. It was in the back row, but it's very possible we get a good image of it. I don't know what the cameras picked up. So, and the other goal is today, hopefully do two at the same time. Bought the truck grill for my C10 to make it a 71 into a 68. So I just like the way that grill looks better. I think most people do. And the other job of the day is to try to get the carburetor off this, get it in the bath, and start to clean it up so that I can get this running. My dad passed away on the 1st of January this year, and I'd like to have it running for the 1st of January of 2025. Really, it's headers, it's oil change. I'm going to pull that distributor out and put a stock distributor in, because that one's all set up for the MSD and all that. And I don't want to get that complicated, because this car may not be the car I use. I don't know yet. I don't have a title for it. I don't have... it doesn't have air conditioning. I'm in Tennessee, not in New Jersey, so I prefer to have air conditioning, and I prefer to have the T-tops, because that's what Dad's original car was, a T-top air conditioning car and a 305 HO. So I'd really like to have the T-tops and automatic. Air conditioning, just so damn hot down here, you can't enjoy it. But if it AC worked, I could actually enjoy having this car around. So yeah, pretty much I'm going to pop the header on. I'm going to wire up a simple wiring harness just to get this thing to go. Power to the ignition, power to the starter, and I want to fire it up. I want it running for the first of the year. So one project after another, but this one is doable. This one should be doable today. I'm hoping to have this running by the end of the day. But Kevin, wish me luck. I wish you were here for this. This is one thing you should be here for. And I might get it to the close to the point where it just goes bloom and it fires, and then I say, that's it. I'm waiting for you to come to break it in. But I really want to check the transmission. That's kind of, I want to make sure it goes in gear and all that. So before you come get it. So you might have to take it, get it running, and take it up the driveway. But we'll see. All right, we'll get back to you later. Well, I wound up taking just under a ½ inch out of this bracket. And you can see I welded it back together. I think that's going to work out just fine. Welded on both sides, so she's good. She ain't going nowhere. It's just a shifter cable, and that's just the extra end. All the strength relays on the other end. So hopefully this will work out. And the bottom of the car is done. I can't believe it. Well, everybody, it's Christmas Day. Merry Christmas to you all. Who knows when you'll see this? Will probably after New Year's. But I just got one project done. I had to speedometer cable. I had to do a bunch of modifications to make it work. So I'm working on the shifters. I'm doing this, but I figured I'd show you what I'm up to and what I had to do to make this all work out. See the torque arm bracket up there on top of that frame, that angle iron? I had to put it on the inside of the frame, inside of the angle iron. That helps a little bit, because what happened is there's not a lot of room up in here, and I'm trying to get a shot for you. And the torque arm was actually hitting the speedo, the nut for the speedometer cable. So now I have enough room. It's hard to see from this angle. I'm sorry. It's hard to get a good shot, but I got enough room here now. So basically, I moved the torque arm over a little bit. It doesn't have a lot of room between the torque arm and the floor pan, but I'm trying to get a good picture for that. It's hard to see that. It's really hard to get a shot of that, but there is room. When we put this thing on a lift to put the exhaust on, I'll probably gain a little excess, a little more clearance for it. It's only right there at that one spot that it pinches down. Otherwise, there's plenty of room, so that's not too big of a deal. But making progress. The transmission is mounted, the speedometer cable. I also notched that angle line a little bit for the speedo cable. I wanted to give it a little extra clearance, and there's plenty of room there now. Because realize when that transmission bounces up and down, that motor mount, that transmission mount gives a little bit of play. So I didn't want that hitting. So we're doing good with that. And that's all back together. Next is to play with the shifter cable. I've got the bracket for a Turbo 350. I'm trying to adapt it to fit the 200 R4. So it's a little bit of a project, but nothing we can't handle. Just all welding and cutting and grinding and making it work. So I should have that done today. All right. Well, I spent a little while on that. I only have shifter cable installation. I had to cut this bracket. Yeah, what's the light there? Hold on. I cut that bracket, made about just under a ½ inch shorter. And I also opened up the holes so that I have a little more adjustment. I made them, you know, a little bit bigger hole. And it's working. It's on. It's on anyway. I don't know what we're going to get as far as gears and lining up, but we'll be able to put in gear, move it, and put it in park at least for now. So that's good. Because eventually you're probably going to get like a mega shifter or something like that. But for right now, get the car drivable. This should work fine. All right. Not good. I'm hoping I can solder it, but where it's wiggling. You see how loose that is? That's in the radiator. It's not the petcock. I'm going to put a new petcock on it, but it's leaking from where the petcock threads through to the tank. I got to pull this out. This is not a joke. This is serious. Oh well. Made good progress and then a burp. Oh well, sorry. Gee, I wonder why it was leaking. You see that? It's all smashed in. I didn't realize it. Must have taken a bounce before I got it. I got it. Somebody just gave me the whole box, so he gave it to me in a box, so it's fine. I'll fix it. So I spent maybe half hour, 45 minutes. Got the radiator out, and I beat it back to submission somewhat. This is ready. It's actually tight, which is good. This came out, just fell out. So and that's what broke. It broke where this mounts. So I would just need to solder this back in. However, I cannot find my Bernzomatic torch. I can't find a tip. I can't find my solder. Something, so I lent it to somebody, I guess, and I never got it back. So that's on hold. Looks like that's gonna work. What do you think? I know it looks funny there. Let me take a look at that again. Well, I'm at that point. I'm at that point. It's fire in that hole. I don't want to go any further. All right. To me, I don't want to go any further. This is the stopping point that I personally want to make because I want Kevin here at this point to fire this car up. It's all together. It's ready to rock and roll. You guys heard it, fire. So, she's ready to go. I don't really, like I said, I don't want to start it up past this point because I just want to shut that off because the electric fuel pump is bypassed. I don't want to start it up. This is Kevin's hot rod motor, just 327 from when he was in high school. He had it rebuilt. guy built, the guy who did the machine work, put the bottom end together for him. I put the top end together, and I got it in the car. And I got it. We realized this car engine was supposed to be in. He had a red Sunbird coupe, and that was supposed to get it in that. And I had painted the engine orange. It was ready to go, and the car wasn't ready to go. Kevin took the V6 out and realized that how bad the rust was underneath it. He didn't realize how bad it was. So with that, I am stopping. I'm calling this a stopping point until Kevin can come down and we can fire this thing up together. We'll get it fired up. We'll get the timing set. We'll break it in and adjust the carburetor and all that kind of fun stuff. Make sure it goes in gear and all those good things that I just do not want to do without him being here because of this. He should be here for this. So, Kevin, get your ass down here so we can finish this project.